Hello everybody, it's Julia here with another video in my Learn Tarot series, and today we're going to be looking at the Star, which is card number 17. So we shall follow the same format as before. I'll tell you a little bit about the Star card and what that represents to me. We'll have a look at some of the tarot cards I've got here on the table, and then I shall give you some questions that if you might find it useful to reflect upon the energy of the star and see how its energy might be manifesting in your life. So here we go. So the star is ruled by Aquarius. This is a card which looks to the future. This card doesn't represent immediate change, but it does predict hope and healing. Let me hold up the star for you to see here. So yeah, it does represent hope and healing. It suggests a clarity of vision, spiritual insight, and most importantly, that help will be coming. This card is beautiful and suggests the peace and harmony of its meaning. There is nothing negative about this card. It's a soft card. It shows tomorrow, not today. The star can reveal the future. So in a reading, in a spread, I think when you pull the star card, it's very important to look at the cards that follow it for clarity about where your future is heading. This card can encourage humanitarian practices, such as eating less meat, recycling. It reminds you to keep peace and love in your heart and to always look to your higher good. It can symbolise inspirational ideas that help others also. In its higher realms, this card represents high self-esteem, self-love, self-trust, self-respect. This card flows with life. It flows with hope, faith, dreams, fulfillment, spiritual love, and balance in life. In its lower realms, this card might represent unfulfilled hopes, disappointment, pessimism, stubbornness, a low self-esteem, and an inability to trust in life and yourself. So we'll start with this card here. This is the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith card. This is really a sort of calm after the storm, isn't it? After the storm of the Tower. This is the archetype of inspiration and should bring about a feeling that all will be well. In this card, she's nude, which implies a kind of vulnerability and openness. And I think the little bird in the tree there offers some kind of spiritual inspiration also, or a spiritual communication. The waters flow, which represents again openness, and the stars, I think in this card, represent 1,000,000 bright shining galaxies of hope and possibility. So this truly is a beautiful card. Let's have a look at the Tower of the Oppositions. And again, this card shows the light and the shadow attributes of the star card. I think I'm going to read from the book for this one because I'm not entirely sure what it means in its more shadow attributes here. So, who are you really? A star that fell to earth, or the person who caught the star and brought it home? You are both simultaneously, without contradiction. All beings in the universe are made of stardust, matter charged by pure celestial energy. You are starlight made flesh. So in its positive attributes, which is this one here at the top, you have heard the song of the cosmos, and now you are ready to give, to create, to bring the distant light into the world, and to illuminate, I can't get my words out today, to illuminate where there was shadow. You flourish, showing yourself entirely without hesitation and with joy. You know that all around the world there are infinite and beautiful stars just like you. Isn't that nice? And then when we look at the more negative attributes of this card, we've got taking is only fair if you don't deprive others. Be inspired by great ideals and not by selfish convenience or confused voices. This period may be long, tiring and unsatisfying, but it will end if you focus on the distant light and believe in it, or at least believe in those who show it to you. That too is a type of hope. As we can see in this card, there's a giving energy here, isn't there? Whereas in its negative attributes here, there's only a taking. So I think that's the message of that card, really. What else have we got here? We've got the zombie tarot, which is the star here, which is a medal for fighting, I guess, in the zombie apocalypse. So I guess this is a recognition, isn't it? This is a recognition of all that you might have achieved, and that others have looked to you for your bravery. They've looked to you for inspiration, for your bravery in fighting off the zombies. So I guess this medal would be a medal of hope, wouldn't it? Hope and belief in a better future, perhaps. The psychic tarot here is just very simply a star, isn't it? I think there's a person inside that star. This card shows you what can be possible when you have faith and hope, when your intent is pure. I think that's what the light here represents, a purity of thought, a positive attitude, something that will encourage you and will encourage your life to shine. And I guess this light here could be given to others, couldn't it? This could be a light of inspiration for other people to follow. In the Book of Shadows, Volume 2 here, we've got a really nice scene here of a mum with her kids and the dog. Looks like, yeah, looks like they're in a paddling pool, doesn't it? So I did have a little look at the book for this one, just to clarify in my own mind what this actually meant, really, or what the author wanted you to see about this card. And she wrote, this is like pushing the reset button after the extremes of the tower. This is about feeling young and carefree and refreshed and renewed, just like these children, cleansed by the sun and the water and their laughter. So that's gorgeous, isn't it? And then the last card we've got here is the Star from the Dark Wood Tarot. And again, I'm going to read from the book for this because Sasha Graham's book is just fantastic. It's my favourite thing about this deck, to be honest. There's not a huge amount often to intuit from these cards. So the book is just wonderful, really. So the star is the archetype of healing, says Sasha. The tower has been toppled, and the shadow witch makes her way through the smouldering rubble to discover a vast and peaceful body of water. Under a clear sky, she sheds her clothing and sits at the water's edge to bathe in the starlight. A single toe gently breaks the surface, and she teeters on an ancient tree while looking skyward. The star is the open, generous space emerging after the tower destroys what is no longer needed. The star is the inspired space available after a true, energetic clearing. The star reflects freedom. It reminds you of what is possible when it is hard to see through the static. The star is the opening of the soul. It is a card of possibility, life and connection. Generosity fills the Star card. An unexpected possibility. It can represent thrilling opportunities or a situation beyond your wildest dreams. The Star is naked, losing all self-consciousness. She is vulnerable, yet active. Celestial radiance showers upon her. This is the energy of artist and muse. It reflects your connection to water, earth, and the sky. She operates freely. The devil has relinquished his grip. The tower cleared the decks, and now the Star radiates hope, relief, and pleasure. So in its light attributes, this card talks of inspiration, motivation, creating a new reality, emotional clearing, gifts of the heart and soul, belief, peace, pleasure, hope, and optimism. And in its shadow attributes, this card can represent thinking life should always be brimming with pleasure, the assumption that fairy tales are true. Thinking outer perfection is everlasting. Preconceived ideas of everlasting bliss that lead to disappointment and distress. Using others to justify your behaviour. Trying to make things nice on the outside when the inside is festering. And lastly, shallow thoughts and behaviour. So this truly is a beautiful card when seen in its light attributes, isn't it? So if we were going to ask some questions of ourselves to use for self-reflection, to think about the energy of this card and how it might manifest in your own life, you could ask questions such as, what long-term goals do you hope to achieve? What aspect of your life is being cleansed or renewed? What are you feeling inspired to do? And how can you bring more grace and serenity into your life? So what long-term goals do you hope to achieve? What aspect of your life is being cleansed or renewed? What are you feeling inspired to do? And how can you bring more grace and serenity into your life? So there we go, a beautiful card to follow on from the kind of devastation, really, of the Tower. As I said, this is opening of your heart, isn't it? This is the opening of your soul. This is the beginning of a newfound spirituality, a newfound hope and serenity in life. So there we go. Not a very exciting card. It's not an immediate card. It's a card of tomorrow and a card of possibilities for the future. But a very important card to follow on from the Tower here. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I shall be back very soon with my next instalment of my Learn Tarot series. Thank you.